First of all, what is Webex calling locations? Webex calling locations, it's intended to make your life easier. It's intended to configure users and allocate them in a group. Once we get this, locations helps you to arrange your organization work group into logical grouping. That means that you can have buildings, and inside of these buildings or these locations, you can have users, and you can have also workspace. Workspace can be physical areas. Workspace can be also areas where you have workspace devices like the Webex board that you have over there, and they can be all in the same place. Why this is benefit for you? Well, the Webex calling locations is our organizational construct. We used to have locations, Control Hub locations, and Webex calling locations. Right now, we just merged them. It's we get both of them into one new locations feature in the Control Hub, and there you can organize numbers, you can organize users, you can organize also devices, floors, and connectivity, like the PSTN connectivity. Everything is centralized, and we also have a very good design between the page and interactive maps. We're going to touch that maps a little bit after this. And, well, another impacts and benefits that we have are the administration that are location-based administrators. That means that you can have organization admins. You can have admins that get all the locations to make some configuration, or you can have admins that are assigned just to one location. This is very useful because if you don't want to, let's say, to give access to one admin to any locations, you can just block them or restrict them to just the location that they belong or the location that they need to manage. Like, for example, one building. Another benefit that we have, and this is a very useful benefit whenever you're trying to configure more than 10 users, which is pretty scalable, are the users templates. These user templates helps you to organize the licensing and to assign licensing to the users. You have the messaging license, you have the meetings license, and at the end you have the calling license. We're going to focus more on the calling license, but I mean, template can help you to assign licenses to all the users. This is very scalable because you can copy this same template to several locations. You can modify this template, and you can also have it as an external API access. We talk a lot about locations and all the benefits, but where it's located? It's in the Webex Control Hub on the left panel, right here. Yeah, that is something that well, we got feedback from. Control Hub was updating. Remember that this is a new feature, it's a new solution, so we are keeping better. I mean, we are trying to get everything in one place and don't try to move it. But yeah, today it's located in the left panel, locations, and it's probably not gonna be moved from there because this is the best option that we have, and it's accessible for everyone. I'm going to give some configuration tips. These configuration tips are just because we get a lot of tag tickets regarding this. And well, first of all, we're going to add a location. How do we add a location in the Control Hub? Well, first one is signing into the Control Hub. Pretty obvious, I believe. It's admin access. Then you go to the locations left menu, which is not going to be moved. And then we just click on the Manage Location. Whenever we click the Manage Location, we're going to have this button that says Create Manually. There is an improvement that is going to be released in the few months where you're going to be able to create CSV locations. Well, you can create locations via CSV file. That is a bulk location creation, and it's very useful for whenever you have more than, let's say, 10 locations, which it's manually doable. And after we click on that button, we get to this screen. Remember that I told you that we have interactive maps? Well, this is the interactive map. Whenever you add a location, you need a location name. This can be the building identifier, this can be the city, this can be whatever location, whatever name that is useful for you to configure. And you need a country and an address. This address can be configured two ways. The first one is to type right in here the address, let's say Las Vegas Boulevard and some 111, or the interactive map. It's going to help you to allocate this address using the pointer. If you zoom in or zoom out, this map is going to give you the exact location. On the other side, if you type the address in the other side in the square, you get the pointer to be moved. That is very, very interactive, and that helps you to actually get the location for the 911 services, the emergency services. We have a partnership with Red Sky, and whenever we send them this kind of interactive map, it's very easy for them to allocate the services. And the emergency services response is easier. It's better. After we add that location, we need to edit. And by editing, I mean that, well, we need to go to the Control Hub, we select the locations in the left menu, and then we just have all the listed locations that we have in here. We just need to click on the desired location, and then we get, well, we are going to focus on the calling tab. We get three main tabs. The overview, who gives us all the information of the location. It gives you the template that you have assigned. Then you have the floors, that gives you all the floors that you have configured. And the location tab is the one that we are going to focus right now. And in there, we have the calling connection option. Here's what we get to configure the PSTN connectivity. PSTN connectivity is very important, and we have three different types. We have Cisco PSTN, we have cloud-connected PSTN, and you can also bring your or PSTN provider using a local gateway. It doesn't matter which is the PSTN connection that you decide. The most important thing is to have a main number. This is a pretty common mistake, and this is something that opens a lot of tickets. Yeah, believe it or not, whenever you don't have a main number, you cannot make or receive any call. And well, this will be the first tip that I have for you. Keeping a little bit down, we have the emergency connection, or the emergency calling. In this case, you can configure the callback number. Whenever you hung up into the emergency services, the 911 services, if they need to reach you back, they are going to call to this number. This can be configurable. It needs to be a number that is in the same location. It cannot be any number. It cannot be your cell phone or anything. It needs to be in your location. And also, you can have the enhanced emergency calling. This is the Red Sky configuration that I was talking before. Then we have the dial options. Dialing is very important for getting the correct, let's say, for getting the correct routing to the calls, you have internal and external dialing. For internal dialing, it's where you can configure the prefixes. Prefixes are used to communicate between locations. Let's say you have location 1 and location 2. Prefix 11 for location 1, prefix 22 for location 2. So whenever you try to go to location 1 to location 2, you need to dial 11 and then the extension 1234, and then that is going to give you the call to that location. In the external dialing, you have the outbound dialing prefix. That means that you need to configure you can configure a number that you need to dial whenever you're trying to make an external call. For example, if you want to call to your cell phone, you need to dial, I'm not sure why, but 9 is the number that it's highly configured in there. So you need to dial 9 and then your cell phone number, and the 9 gives you the access to the PSTN, and then the number gets redirected to the correct, let's say in this case, the cell phone number. You also have the call handling options. This is also something that opens a lot of tickets from our in the tech side. Outgoing call permissions are configured, can be configured by user, can be configured by organization, can be configured by location. By default, all the outgoing calls are permitted, except for the international, toll-free, or whatever location that may cause an extra charge. But if you want to manage these calling permissions, you go in here, and this is going to manage the entire user's calling permission. That means that you can block an entire building, an entire location to call, let's say, to a national call, to local calls, to toll-free numbers, or whatever it's needed. Here is also where the call recording provider is configured. We have a Dober integration, and here is where you can configure the Dober feature. You also have the call feature settings. In this case, what I want to highlight more is the voice portal. Voice portal configuration is something that also causes a lot of tag tickets, because whenever you're configuring the location, you forgot to get a number in the voice portal. So let's go a little bit deep in the voice portal configuration. Whenever you click the voice portal in the screen, you get this second screen. You have like normal configuration for the voice portal, the name, you have also the call ID, and the most important one is the phone number or the extension. That means that for every location, you need either a phone number or an extension, or you can have both. This is going to make the voice portal, the voicemail for all the users to work, and if you have voicemail groups or any other system that is using voicemail to work. If you don't have this, you're going to get either a busy tone, or you're going to have the call ringing endlessly for all the time that you can hold the phone on your ear. And at the end, we have the device settings. Device settings can be also changed and configured via organization, via location, and via device. In this case, this is the location device management. Whenever you get the default, you get the organization default. And you can have them like MPP, ATA, and some IP phones. This is where templates also come in handy, because you can copy all the locations, you can copy all the devices, let's say the MPP devices template, you can copy from location 1 to location B, and to all the locations that you may have. If you want to change this template for, let's say, location C, This template can be also changed manually in that location, or this same can be applied to any other location that you may have. The last feature that we have in the Webex calling location was something that was very much requested for our customers, and was to filter all the users, filter all the numbers from one location. Whenever you have, in the past, whenever you have all the locations, you cannot filter for numbers, you cannot filter for anything. You only have a list of numbers. If this is easy, if you have 10, 15 numbers, but if you have 2,000 numbers, it becomes really difficult to get all the numbers from one location. So we heard you, we heard all the customers, and the filtering option is now available whenever you select a location. We have the filter users, workspace, numbers, and the calling features. Calling features are the services, home groups, auto attendance, voice portals, voice groups, or whatever feature that you may have configured. There are some special considerations that we need to keep in mind whenever we are having we're configuring a location. The first one, probably one of the most complicated one, is that in order to remove a user, you need to remove the Webex calling license first. You are going to have some errors in the control hub if you don't remove this user, because the Webex calling license, it's going to block you to remove that user. So in order to remove that user, you need to go to the user tab. I'm going to show you a little bit after this. And the same happens whenever you try to move users from location to another. Let's say you want to move user 1 from location 1 to location 2. You need to also remove the license in there and then assign back to the second location. There is an improvement coming in. This is like the actual process that we have right now, but again, we are evolving. This is an ongoing technology, and there is an improvement that whenever you try to change the user from locations, you're going to just click on, select the user, move location, location 1 to location 2, and that's it. That is going to be, and we're going to transfer in the backend. Right now, it's not doable. Right now, this is the process that we need to follow, but the improvement is coming. How do we remove user licenses? It's in here. You need to go to the Users tab, select the user, and then the license. You get this one. The one that we are interested in is the Webex Calling Professional. And as soon as you remove that, you can just move the user from location 1 to location 2 without any issues, and then get back to assign those Webex Calling Professional licenses. And then the last part are the known issues. As I was mentioning during the presentation, not everything goes as right in the first try. We have some issues, and we recognize them, and we are working on them in the backend to make them, to solve them. The first known issue is that whenever you are removing or adding a location from the user from a location, it's going to get the template. Templates are a very good thing because they help you to configure the user. But in this case, whenever you try to remove that user, it's blocking you. Why? Because it's going to be applied. This template is going to be applied to that user. We need to keep in mind that this is going to be applied to the users that have a different set of licenses. That means that if you have 100 users with the same license and just one with a different license, this one is going to be affected. The other 100 are going to be okay. And the solution is to use the CSV file or just to manually assign or remove the license to that user. This is, again, a workaround right now. We are improving this, and we are working to get it better. The second known issue that we have is that whatever existing workspace that were migrated, before we used to have the control hub and the Webex calling locations. Both of them were working separately. Right now they are in the same spot, and well, this causes some issues. I was talking with some of you before the presentation, and you actually got hit by this kind of situation. This is duplicating the locations. That, let's say you have location number 1, and whenever it got merged, you get location number 1 dash call. This is something that we migrated proactively for you, but again, we have some issues and we get them duplicated. You can be safe. This is not an impact, a functional impact. You are only going to see location 1 and location 1 dash call in the list of location. No functional impact in that part. You only need to go and delete the locations. If you have any issue or anything that is not correct, please just raise a ticket and we can help you.